Aloha everybody, this is Sahara Sen, and I am making this video today to talk to you about neurological pollution and how that affects one's health. So this term is something that I think I came up with. I haven't found anything on the internet that defines this, but it's something I've referred to in my own healing journey with Lyme disease. That neurological pollution is anything that basically pollutes, affects the nervous system to a point of creating sickness in the body. And examples of these are overstimulation, running too fast, kind of revving your own engine too fast, doing too much adrenaline stuff, staying up too late, exposure to pesticides, exposure to too much alcohol or drugs, exposure to too many pharmaceutical drugs, bright light stimulation, the TV blaring, a lot of different commercials, really fast movement on movies, going high speeds on the expressway or freeways, feeling like we always have to go, going into work when you're sick and deciding that you need to keep going because otherwise what will people think of you kind of mentality. All of these different ways that we get stimulation from our environment, whether that's sensory stimulation that we see, hear, and process in our minds, or that is physical stimulation in the form of neurotoxic pesticides, different pollutions in the form of volatile organic compounds and paints, fumes, cleaning products, artificial chemicals that are found in dryer sheets. All these different types of chemicals can inundate the system and affect the nervous system. So all of this is a type of neurological pollution. And what happens is our body naturally wants to be actually in a state of parasympathetic response, which means calm, peaceful, restful, content, happy. And our nervous system, when it's in that, actually functions at its most optimal. The physiological processes, how we are able to digest our food, process hormones, process neurochemicals in the brain, all of that plays a part. How we breathe even, how we excrete our waste. When we shift over into sympathetic nervous system response, and the way I remember this is sympathetic system is not sympathetic. This is what makes our heart race, our blood pressure go up. It affects our digestion, and then all of the blood goes to our extremities instead of actually into our abdomen and into our gut to digest and assimilate food. So then if we're in a chronic state of sympathetic, we're never actually processing our food right, which then impacts our energy, which then impacts the ability for the cells to be able to actually make those hormones, make those neurotransmitters, make the proper muscle contractions. And so over time, depending on the constitution of your body, and each person is unique, so somebody over time might develop Crohn's disease. They might develop something that causes problems. Crohn's disease is the example, and then somebody else might get diabetes. Somebody else might get, excuse me, somebody else might get colon cancer. Somebody else might have a heart attack. Somebody else might get multiple sclerosis. Somebody else might get breast cancer. And the reason why people are getting different symptoms is because we have our own unique nature in which we thrive in the planet. So somebody might be more happy and vibrant, engaging with people, loving life, spending time with loved ones. Somebody else might actually get way more out of going into a meditative state and being peaceful and calm. Somebody else might find their joy in making food. Somebody else might find their joy in reading. Somebody else might find their joy in being in charge and getting things done. So we all have different natures to ourselves. Somebody with one particular constitution might need to solve the problem of neurological pollution by getting really good cardio and getting their heart rate pumping and their blood moving, and that's what they need. But somebody else might not need cardio. They might need yin yoga. they might need to lay down in bed for 3 days and not get out because that's what their body is needing to do to reset itself. Somebody else might need to change their diet and give their body something that they're asking that they've been depriving of themselves. So there's a lot of ways and solutions in which we can combat the neurological pollution. But if we look at it from everybody's the same, then we miss out on really beautiful opportunity to discover how we run, how we operate, how we thrive. And each person does that in its own unique way. And so we can't put a label on how that is. It's really more learning the skills to tune in and understand your nature and how you operate. So somebody who has a certain sensitivity to, say, cigarette smoke, and they can't stand it, it really makes them sick when they get around it, might not be impacted by eating hormone-laced dairy. Somebody else might develop massive uterine fibroids because they've been eating hormone-laced dairy products for many years, and it caused them to have that. So in our uniqueness, there is a common theme, though, and that is to slow down. Our nervous systems are built the same. How they're used is different. But the ultimate mechanics of the nervous system are the same. We have the same parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems. So becoming more mindful of how you might be pushing your body, becoming more mindful of chemical exposure, becoming more mindful of how you drive through the city. Are you gripping the steering wheel and trying to push through? Or are you allowing yourself to sit back and say, I will get there exactly when I'm meant to. I'm going to be calm, I'm going to listen to music and enjoy myself. Are you giving yourself space for the pause? Or are you just jumping into the next activity? Everything in life needs a pause. Look at the earth. We have seasons, and the season of winter is the earth's pause. So we also need to pause, to give ourselves and our nervous system a break, and to give our bodies the opportunity to clear all this excessive stimulation that's in our environment. How we clean, how we cook our food, how we go shopping, how we show up, all has an opportunity to become more mindful so that we can shift our nervous system from sympathetic, running, fight or flight, into the parasympathetic, rest and renew. And the more that we do that, the more that you'll find how actually incredibly sensitive we are. And this whole society's just been trying to cope, running on a pace that's not actually authentically our true human design and our human nature. So as we slowly start to unravel that myth, that belief system that we have to live a certain way, we have to start small, little bits, noticing. So notice how maybe neurological pollution might be affecting you and in your life, so that when you have an awareness, there becomes conscious choice. So if you're struggling with insomnia, panic, anxiety, exhaustion, depression, addiction, adrenaline junkie, feeling like you just got to keep going all the time, you are suffering very much likely from neurological pollution. And so my tips are slow down. I give myself once a week a no technology day. Don't really tell anybody about that, but once a week I turn off my phone when I wake up. It is not the first thing I look at. I do not get on my computer. I do not turn on the TV. I do not answer my phone. I might look to see if there's an emergency, but I don't respond to it. So try that for a change. See how you feel. When we remove ourselves from all this stimulation, there's kind of this feeling of like, oh, thank you. So why are we creating this world to be like that? We don't have to. We just are going along with something that's being told to us, but we have a choice. So the first step in making that choice is to become really consciously aware and consciously accountable of how you are handling and treating your nervous system, because we have a major part to play in that as well. So when we look at how we engage our reality to stimulate our nervous system to get us sick, we also have to look at how our environment and all the different choices that we are making are also making us sick. It's as within, so without. Everything around us is our teacher to show us how we can heal within ourselves. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Sahara Sun. You can check me out on Facebook, on Instagram, under Sahara Sun Intuitive Healer. And you can also sign up and subscribe to keep up to date with all the different blogs and posts that I'm making. Love you. Bless you. Aloha. Have a wonderful day.